It has been a while, my people. Welcome to Heart Talk with Mabel Obey. In this edition, we want to talk to girls. I want to chat with the young girls. I want to discuss with you. So I have a question for you this day. Young lady, what do you want to become in future? What are your aspirations? What are your dreams? What kind of problem do you want to solve? Do you know that the way you live your life today will determine whether you'll be able to solve those problems tomorrow? So it is very necessary to live your life right. It is very important to live the way you ought to live. That will enable you to solve the kind of problem you want to solve. Remember, you are here on earth to solve a problem. You are here on earth to impact the lives of others. Well, I want to talk about maybe I should call it abstinence. Abstaining from sex while you are young. Yeah, it's some issues that parents don't want to talk about, but we have to talk about them. So I will just plead with you to share with your daughters, share with your children, share with other parents, so they'll be able to learn some things for themselves. This thing called sex is bringing a lot of problems in the world. Some people think they cannot live without it. Some people are going into it because their friends are putting them under one kind of pressure or the other. Well, before you do a thing, it is necessary to understand the consequences of that thing. So I want us to chat. I want you to understand the consequences of premarital sex. Let me let you know that sex was meant for married people. So let us talk about premarital sex, the consequences of premarital sex, especially when it comes to girls. You know, boys are not left out. Boys are not left out. But I have a burden when it comes to girls, because they suffer a lot of things. Boys suffer too, but fewer things. Girls suffer a lot of things. So it is necessary for you to understand, and then you know whether you still want to go ahead and still have your boyfriend for all you care. Well, now, if you have a boyfriend, now, okay, let me say this one first. You know, I used to say this to young girls. Every young girl is like this flower. How does it look like? It looks beautiful. It looks attractive. Brightly colored petals. It's so good. That's how you look like. Yeah, you're beautiful. Yes, tell yourself I am beautiful. Yes, you're beautiful. Don't wait for a boy to come and tell you you are beautiful. So that's how you are beautiful, blossoming. So when the flower begins blossoming, what happens? It attracts bees. It attracts bees. Permit me to call boys bees for this particular video. Boys are like bees. They are not bees. They are like bees. So they are attracted to that sweetness. This flower, when it blossoms, it's an indication that I am ready. I am ready. I am ready. And so when the bees come, what do? They suck that sweetness. When we're young, we used to harvest the thing and suck ourselves. They suck that sweetness. They suck that nectar. They suck the thing and suck it. Many bees can suck and by the time they suck it away, they suck. What happens? The petals begin falling, it begins drying up, and at the end of the day, the bees migrate to another flower that is blossoming. Young lady, remember that you are like that flower, and those boys are like bees. When they come, it is not because you are the most beautiful girl in the community. It is simply because the something has to be destroyed in you, and you are not supposed to permit it at all. Don't permit that sweetness in you to be destroyed and be thrown away like that. Nobody even cares where the flower is, how the flower is thrown, where it falls. No one cares. But you should care, because it is your life. When they come like bees, the major things boys are looking for is sex. It's not even your heart. It is not love. But guess what? They'll tell you they love you. They'll tell you they love you. But my worry is, they tell you they love you. They tell your friend they love her. They tell the other neighbor they love her. They go to another classmate, they tell her they love her. So how many people at the end of the day do they really love? And girls will do like, you say you love me, and because you what's that? What is that? Well, when they come, they begin to tell you they love you. The next thing is they begin asking you, if you too, you say you love me, then you will sleep with me. How can you begin to say that you love me and you don't want to have sex with me? Now, what are the consequences of having sex when you are not yet married? One, definitely you lose your virginity. Your virginity is yours, so it's not for anybody, it's for you. Definitely you lose your virginity. You lose your virginity to somebody who doesn't cherish it at all, who doesn't even care about that thing. Afterwards, they even laugh at you. They go to the court and laugh at you. See that one? Me too, I have tried. I have had her. So you to go and try. And then they begin coming, another person comes and they tell you they love you. You are still there. You still open your dress. Well, you lose your virginity. Preserve your virginity for you. Preserve it for you. It gives you your personal dignity. Yes, it gives you your personal dignity. The next thing again, what happens again is that the probability is that you, young lady, can get pregnant. I want to ask you a question. Have you ever seen a pregnant boy? Have you ever seen a pregnant boy? Of course, no. So when you get pregnant, what happens? If you are a student, first things first, you stop going to school. No school permits a pregnant girl to come. You stop going to school. The boy keeps going to school. And you are at home. Your education has ended there, or it has delayed as a result of that relationship. Secondly, he comes and suggests, we can commit abortion now. You can commit abortion. I did not intend that you should get pregnant. He did not intend that you should get pregnant. Why was he having this intimate relationship with you? So girls too, some girls too, they are avoiding the shame. First of all, shame comes with pregnancy. Most often, shame comes with pregnancy out of wedlock. Yes, shame comes with it. So you see the girls trying to flatten their tummy, trying to wear big dresses to cover it because they are ashamed. In the community, you are the one who will be shamed. It's not the boy. It is you who carry the pregnancy and be pushing it everywhere. It's not the boy. It is the girl. It is the girl. Girls learn some sense. It is the girl. Okay. You go to the place where they commit abortion. There are several kinds of places. When you go to commit abortion, first of all, abortion deals with your conscience. You are already killing. Do you know that you're killing? You're killing a human being like that. Another thing is that you can destroy your womb. You can infect your womb through that process. At times, if the thing is really, really crude, you can even lose your life. Since boys never get pregnant, they don't even have wombs. So they cannot destroy their wombs. They cannot drop out of school. They are not at risk of dying because of abortion. It is you, young lady. So learn some sense. STDs are also there when you go having sex with a boy. Don't you remember that chlamydia is there, syphilis is there, gonorrhea is there, hepatitis B or so is there, HIV, AIDS. Remember, it is not written on anybody's face. It is not written on anybody's face that I am HIV positive. It is not even written that syphilis, or no, it is not written. They just come looking healthy, but they can infect you with a disease. And if it remains in you, if those diseases remain in you, they can still destroy your womb, especially if not treated on time. And most often, young girls don't even discover it. So they suffer in life. They suffer in future. Yes, they suffer in future. Now, there's this aspect of premarital sex. There's this aspect of this relationship that they call soul ties. You have one tight relationship with this boy. You have one tight relationship that is soul ties. A kind of intimacy, because you believe in love. And then at the end of the day, you break up. You break up because you eventually break up. How many girls have married the boy who deflowered them? Very few girls have married the boys who deflowered them. So it is most likely that you will break up. you break up, but that tie is there. Then you go ahead and have another boyfriend. That tie remains. You go ahead and have another boyfriend. At times, maybe he even travels. Maybe he travels out of town for school. Maybe he wants to go to the university. Your town does not have a university. Or he chooses another university because it offers what he really wants to do. And you start feeling lonely. You want to go to another boy and another boy and another boy. Do you know that those things have future effects? Do you know that that thing they call soul tie, it has future effects? You can eventually get married to somebody, and the thoughts of that old boyfriend keeps haunting you, keeps coming back to your mind. Do you know that you can easily commit adultery because you had relationship with somebody sometimes in the past, and then suddenly after 5 years he appears, and that thing in your mind starts ticking again. That old memories begin coming afresh, and then you start having some kind of intimate relationship, God forbid it, simply because you had a relationship. You know, if you did not have any boyfriend and you get married, you hardly fall into, adultery. No boy will come and your heart begins ticking. No boy will come and your heart begins ticking. You keep yourself. Preserve yourself for you, please. Preserve yourself for you. Let me just go back a little. I remember a story of a girl that I watched. I watched a video. She was in the university. I'm sure she was, in one hostel there, not with her parents. So in the university, she wants to live the life that every university girl and boy is living. So unfortunately, she got pregnant. Guess what? She committed abortion. Guess what? The fetus had already formed. Yes, the fetus had already formed. The fetus had already formed. So she now was embarrassed. She was afraid. She wanted to flush down the fetus, in the water closet. And unfortunately for her, it did not flush. People rallied around her. They caught her in the very act. And then they started parading her. See the girl who has aborted a baby, who has killed a baby and wanted to flush the baby down the toilet. But see the girl they started parading her. Oh, where was the boy? He was nowhere to be found. The boy was nowhere to be found. But the girl was being paraded down the street everywhere. Come and see the shame and embarrassment. Anyway, I don't know how the story ended. I don't know whether the university decided to dismiss her. I don't know. But come and see the embarrassment that is attached. A boy never commits abortion. It is you, the girl. Why do you go selling your body so cheap? Do you know that God has a plan for your life? Do you know that you have a purpose to fulfill on earth? One of that purposes is not sex now. It is not it. It is not it. So preserve your life. Preserve your life. A girl is not food to be tasted. It's not food to be tasted. Any boy wants to taste it. Let me taste and see. Some want to taste whether you can get pregnant before they get married to you. Some want to taste you. No, don't sell yourself cheap. Don't sell yourself cheap. Build, a hedge round about your life. Protect your flower. Let me pick that flower back. Protect your flower that has blossomed. Protect it. Protect your life. Keep it. It is your choice. It is your choice. If a boy asks you out, tell him that no. What is more important is what you want to be interested in. What is more important is your studies. Another consequence of premarital sex is that, you see a girl fantasizing. She opens her book. She's supposed to be reading. She's supposed to be reading. She opens her book. She puts it in front of her. And then she starts. She starts thinking about that boy. Schoolwork is lying there. You cannot study. So your grades are dropping. You go to school, you cannot pass. You don't pass your exams anywhere well again, simply because of a boy. Because a boy entered your life. When the parents are, hey, what are you doing? You say, no, mommy, I'm reading. I'm reading now. Can't you see that my book is open? Your book is open in front of you. But one thing, if a question is asked you, you cannot remember. You only remember that boy. You start thinking about that boy. Please, it's not yet time. Wait until you get married. There is time for everything. When you are still single, you are single. When you are a student, go to school. If you are a student, go to school. If you want to marry, get married. But I will advise you to go to school first. Bury your head in your books. Study very well. Become the person you desire to become. Don't waste away your life because of a thing called sex. Because of a thing called sex. You know, another danger of premarital sex is that you can get pregnant and then you decide to keep the child. First of all, you have dropped from school. And then secondly, the boy goes his way. He has even abandoned you, that's not my baby, you are lying, you are even a prostitute. They start insulting you. Have you ever experienced that? Have you ever experienced things like that? And then the next thing is that another boy comes around and then maybe they pity you, or you feel that because you cannot take care of the child all by yourself, so you need somebody who will help you. Then they pity you now that they are helping you. Bam! Another pregnancy again. Before you know it, you have 2, 3, 4 children out of wedlock. You are not yet married. You want to go and get married. You are going with a long line of children where you did not plan for them. The children start encountering problems at home because that's not their father. They start having some kind of unnecessary things begin happening. Anyway, it's too long. Let me end here. I will just plead with you to just keep sharing. I'll just plead with you. My desire is to help these youngest stand as a girl, stand as a person, stand as an individual. Bye for now. Once more, my name is Mabel Oben. Love you, my pretty ladies. Remember, you are beautiful. Bye.